You should create videos for yourself. No matter how big or small, you should turn your trips, travels, and vacations into mini films. Whether or not you're a filmmaker, this is a great way to practice your craft or create something you can always look back on. Earlier this year, I went on a month-long trip to the Philippines and created a short film for my travels. In this video, I'll break down how I pieced this together, go through one of my color grades so you can see how I got my final look, and show you how to create your own travel videos. The first thing you have to do is capture anything and everything. No matter what you do on your trip, just film something of it. The places you go, the views you see, or any fun moments you encountered. Your video will be more unique this way, and your audience will experience what you experienced. It doesn't matter what camera you use to film as long as you capture it. Once your trip is over and everything is filmed, it's time to put it together. In DaVinci Resolve, I start by organizing everything into different bins. I divide my footage first between the two main cameras I used, the Sony a7 IV and the Fuji X100VI. Then within each camera bin, I organize my footage by the days I filmed and the location so I can create a chronological timeline in my edit when I put it all together. With the bins done, I moved all the footage to two timelines so I can look through them easily. One for the first half of the trip and the other for the second half. This makes it easier to go through everything instead of having one long timeline that would overwhelm me. I divided the footage further with text stating the location where it was filmed, and then color-coded the footage based on the camera used. Green for Fuji, blue for Sony. This will make it easier to color grade later as the LUT I use depends on the camera the footage came from. It's easy to see when zoomed out which shots were filmed based on location and the camera brand. Now, you know I like to get a feel for how the final image is going to be, so look for a couple shots to grade. Let me break down the look I achieved for this shot. I'll go through each node so you can see how I got to my final image. Starting in the second node, I placed my tungsten phantom LUT here to transform my log footage into a Rec 709 space. For color grading with two different cameras, I make sure to use the phantom LUT that works best for that specific camera. So I have the version that works for my Sony footage and another version that works best with Fuji. Since this shot was with my Sony a7 IV, I used the tungsten LUT for Sony cameras, specifically for the FX3 since that is the closest to the a7 IV. From here, I go back to my first node to make my primary adjustments. I start by lowering the offset to around 18 to balance out the image, and I go back to add contrast to the shot and open up the pivot. I mess with the gamma lift and gain to fix the overall exposure and make the image stand out more. I lower the highlights to -52 and decrease the shadows to -1.5. I warm up the image slightly in the temp and push the tint towards the magenta. Last touch here is to lower the mid detail to -10. I move on to node 3 to create a film curve. I started by adding default anchors to make the curve easier and ended up with this look here. In the fourth node, I slightly lower the saturation in the greens in the hue versus saturation curve so they weren't too strong in the image. And in the fifth node, this is where I color grade. In the lift, I lower the reds to introduce teals into the shadows. I warm up the image a bit in the gamma and go to the log wheels. In the shadows, I lower the greens to balance the image. The black areas stay black and don't have a weird tint to them. I warm up the shot a bit more in the midtones. I move on to node 6 where I push the image more using the curve with editable spleens. In the 7th node, I add dehancer, my go-to method for introducing film qualities to my look. I skip the input and changed my film look to Kodak Vision 3 500T and pulled the image up. I go down to the print tab to add contrast back in, raise the exposure, and increase the color density. I go back up to the expand tab to adjust the black and white points to push the image further. And then I go back down to the film grain and change the profile to 65mm ISO 500 and increase the amount to 35. I move on to glow in the 8th node and change the composite type to soft light. I lower the global blend so it blends in better with the image. I lower the shine threshold and spread it to my liking to finish up the look. And here is the final grade. With this grade done, I can copy and apply it to other shots and make adjustments from there. Usually, I only need to make the more drastic fixes in the first node, but sometimes this grade works well with other shots filmed in similar settings. If you want to see more color grade tutorials from me, check out any of these videos already here on the Adoramacinema channel. With these shots done, I'll go back to grading the rest of the video at the end. I went back to going through all the footage from both timelines to select the best shots and move them to a final footage timeline. With the final footage picked out, I can start piecing together the travel film in my last timeline. I start by finding the right music. I use MusicBed for my videos, and I believe they offer some of the highest quality music I can license. It usually doesn't take too long to find the songs I'll use, and here is the final music selection I ended up with. I have my intro song selected, and I begin piecing together the first minute of the film. When I looked through the footage, I already knew the best shots I wanted to have in the beginning, so all I had to do was cut to the song. The intro was the hardest part to put together, as I wanted a highlight reel to start the video before going in order. I also left space for the photos I wanted to add, so I can place them after I finalize the video clips. With the beginning done, it was easy to put together the rest of the video as I went in an almost chronological order, focusing on what I did in each location I visited, but not necessarily the order I experienced the trip day to day. I kept adding in a new song that went with the vibe of the shots I had, and went back and forth from the final footage timeline to bring in the next shots I wanted to use. In total, I left open 3 spots where I wanted to include photos. After finalizing the video clips for the whole film, I went back to finishing the grading, making sure they all had a unified look no matter the camera I used. Next, I needed to add those pictures in the open spots. I went back to the final footage timeline, went through all the photos I took through the Finder app, and dragged them here so I know which ones I liked and would use. I would then bring in the photos one by one onto the final timeline so I can customize their look. I resized them, put a white border around them, and a color background on the bottom layer to give it a little more of a personalized look. I did this for every photo I included and finished up the visuals. Last thing to do would be to finish the sound design. With the visuals complete, I can create my voiceover that will go under the video. I watched the film and wrote my script to help me get a sense of the timing and what I wanted to say throughout. Then I insert the final takes into the timeline. To finish the video, I used sound effects from MusicBed to add in ambience or other sounds that would help enhance the video. Here are some examples of the sound design I went with. After adding in the sound design, I rewatched the whole film to make sure it all worked together with the visuals and voiceover. And all that's left to do now is publish your work. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment below, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.